Uh, Greetings, my warriors. I want to mention one idea that is relatively interesting. So, it is like this IPO is a fiscal, FNMA and Freddie Mac IPO and Uplist is a fiscal stimulus. So, how it can help overall economy. So, we talk about a lot of money. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, the realistically price and the value of the company is definitely $1 trillion, even more. But in my opinion, several $1 trillion. But let's say $1 trillion, just for ease of calculation. Out of that, if there is no warrants and everything belongs to the rightful owners, the shareholders, uh, we have most probably and around 80% of the people, common people, own Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Why? Because it was in order fund to own the share, it is a problem. Not every fund can own the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac shares because most of them don't have capability to own over-the-counter shares. Some do, some don't. So good part of the shares are actually in the hands of the regular people, like you and I. So funds, we have several funds like like Bill Ackman, and we have like that World Capital and Mike Burry. We don't know how much he owns, and there is some institutional in ownership, but most probably it is around 70% is common shareholders. On $1 trillion company, that is 700 billions belongs to us. Um, why that can be stimulus for the economy? If the Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are released, and what we'll do with when we get the money, you and I will take and pull out some money. There's like three ways to pull it out: sell the shares, you lose the shares, nothing happens, you need to pay the capital gain. Number two, it's margin. You can take the money out of the shares on a margin after 30 days. So after 30 days, your shares become marginable. You can pull out some money. It's usually around 50% for the you can pull out. So on $700 billion, $350 billion will become marginable. Some of people will not take the margin. So let's say 50 on $500 billion, it will people will take the margin and leverage it. So that is around $250 billion that will be reinvested in the economy. And third option is to do the loan against the shares. But I think it is the best option, but it needs to pass more time. And for loan against the shares, you can take around, it depends from the bank to the bank, around 70% from your equity. So in case that we have 700 billion, let's say, and then you can take 500 billion as a loan against shares if you put everything into that. But some people will not. Some people will be conservative. They will not. They will just sell the shares. Some people will take, not go in a loan, not go on a margin. They will just leave it on the account. But some people will take out the money from it and to create the leverage effect. So let's say that people take the middle option to take on a margin because most people knows about it. But as I said, like, I don't think that is the best strategy because the loan against the shares is better. So on a margin, we have like a trillion shares, 700 billion owned by regular investors. On those regular investors, we have some of them will just not take the margin. So we have like 500 billion that will take the margin, pull out the money and leverage it. And they can take 50% of that amount on the margin. It is around $250 billion. That is a large amount of the money. So consider that the stimulus for COVID, that was a serious stimulus for small businesses was around $1 trillion. That is like that what will effectively infuse in the economy through margin and SB loans will be like 1/4 of it from us, the small investors. So it is like big infusion in the economy. I talk with the other people. They said that they will buy the real estate and this and that. It will $250 billion infusion in the economy is big, because on top of it you must also put in the multiplication effect, because the money start to roll, and it is a big deal. And in reality, if Trump wants and team wants to push the economy forward, that effect will be significant. So we'll see about that. But I think that they will do that and make it as an infusion for the economy. And because it will be big stimulus, and it will come from the people who knows to invest, because in reality people who are in Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, what they saw, we really know what is going on, and we are not regular small investors, not regular business owners. We are like specific group of people, not common guys. I don't say better or worse. We are people who look as a long-term perspective, have long-term plans, and we are pretty stubborn. We are in this investment for 10-15 years, and we are still holding it. So, and when we see the opportunity, we are ready to grab it. That's why that in order that we receive the money from like people who are on a social security, it's completely different. We'll put the money to work, and that's why it is. I think that it will be significant investment and return to the economy when we receive the money. Also, why it is important that we receive the money basically sooner than later, and that IPO is happening sooner than later, because of the midterm. If the midterm is coming, it needs time that money takes effect. So first we need 30 days in order funds to become marginable. When they become the margin, we need to pull out the money. When we pull out the money, it's not okay. Like when I know that it is becoming marginable, I will start looking the opportunities and invest. And but when it become marginable, we need still a couple of months or so to invest the money, to do the paperwork, to do whatever you need to do. So if that is, let's say, February, March, April, and then one needs to work and to go have multiplication effect few times before midterm, that all of that is felt by economy. So if that is in January or let's say in July, that effect will not reach the conditions for midterm. So if you want to have some stimulus for the economy and to prepare for the midterm, you need to start now. That's why I think that IPO will be sooner than later, and I strongly believe in Q1 it will be, even better earlier. I personally believe it will be tomorrow. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow is the Lady Melania is ringing the bell, so it's out of the game. Maybe next week or so. But we'll see. Overall, IPO and uplist of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac will actually benefit the economy, because we'll reinvest in the economy and we'll reinvest well. All of us have substantial amount of the money that will come back in the system. Stay well, my friends.